Hello guys, Omni here. Now we talked about a little bit the other day, yesterday with D23 releasing footage for people exclusively there at the event regarding Star Wars Episode 9. And we talked about it. It's been broken down. There are detailed descriptions of it online, which is what we read and we covered yesterday. So we've talked about this a little bit at length already. So today they just went ahead and released the D23 special look. The trailer's online, and you know, it's one thing to read it, but then to see it ourselves, which we can now do. So without further ado, without talking about it anymore, let's go ahead and jump into the special look from D23 that we are just now getting. And here we go. We'll talk about it after, because I did talk about some theories already up until this point. I did forget to mention that they said before the actual episode 9 footage, they did do like a tribute to the entire saga, which is, I'm assuming, what this is. Man. This really does. Just seeing stuff like this here just completely reminds me how much I love Star Wars and how much it actually means to me.
1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
Your fight. I'm curious who he's talking to in that moment. I would assume Rey. Oh, I'm still so confused by the C-3PO thing.
Your journey.
Dude, that fight looks like it's gonna be epic. Your journey nears its end. There was Vader's breathing there. That's interesting. I don't think that was mentioned in at least the article that I read. And there was that money shot of Rey that everybody had feared was not true. Look how awesome that is. Now, what I was wanting to know, because it varied from article to article, was her eyes. So, at least here, illuminated by the red blade, which is really interesting how it's kind of connected the way it is and folds out into a staff. I wonder if you could fight with it in the state it's in right now. I'm sure you could, but I don't know how effective that would be. When you look at her eyes, so if she has fallen, if she had been taken over by the dark side, she would have that yellow bloodshot eye look, typically. Now, the coloration of her eyes isn't completely clear because there's a little glint of lightness right here. You got the red from the saber on the corner, and then this like area right here that could be a darker yellow, but to me it doesn't look like it. So I feel like she's not possessed. She hasn't fallen. That's just the look I'm getting from this. So this could also be a vision still, like we talked about. Now, we talked about a couple of theories of what this might have been. They said that her origin, who she is, her parentage, lineage, whatever you want to call it, where she comes from, is explored and confirmed in this movie, and I'm sure that's going to be kind of the crux of the film. I still think she's probably going to end up being a clone or a remnant of an experiment by Palpatine, because we already know that Palpatine is responsible for the Skywalker line. He manipulated the Force to result in Anakin. So we learned that in the comics, the canon comics currently going on, that he had manipulated the Force, trying to create a pure being of pure dark side energy or something like that. Trying to create a perfect vessel for himself, as we all would assume, which is something that they kind of pulled out of the EU as well. But that the Force rebounded, resulting in the Anakin that we got, him being like a mix of the light side and the dark side, therefore kind of instigating the prophecy of the chosen one, where he's supposed to bring balance, where Palpatine had been manipulating the Force and it just created him. There's a couple ways you can interpret the whole issue of the comic. Now, the other thing is, could she have been created in the same way, maybe by Snoke, maybe by Palpatine, or is she an attempt to recreate Anakin? I think she's likely a vessel or a clone or an experiment of some kind to get the same effect of creating Anakin Skywalker. And it doesn't really matter what I think, because there's 1,000 different ways that this could go. There's 1,000 different theories that you could go in for this. She could just be turning. This could be just another one of the clones, because they've been very clear that the Rey we know, at least in the novelizations and everything, the way they've talked about her, and especially Snoke clarified this in The Last Jedi, is that Rey is a response from the light side of the Force to Kylo's dark side. Doesn't mean she can't be turned, because I think Snoke's theory was to eliminate her, to eliminate the light side, or to turn her and then corrupt the last remaining light or some BS like that. I don't really know what his plan was, because we didn't get to find out. And then we kind of go up on this little nice shot here where it's folding out, and we get this lovely shot here. Now, this kind of gives me some Emperor vibes, especially with this hooded cloak here. Maybe the Emperor got her. What's this? You can't really make it out too well here, but there's a ring here. And they've been teasing Snoke's ring for a long time now. The rock it comes from is from the base of Vader's castle. There's the inscriptions on it from the statues that are outside the Emperor's Senate office in the prequel trilogy. So it's got some kind of connection to Palpatine. I can't make out if that is actually the obsidian ring that Snoke wears, but if that is, it could very well it very well could confirm that Palpatine's spirit is attached to it, and maybe she came across it, found it, and he's in control now. I don't know. I'm not sure what this could be, and it could all just still be a vision. This still could all be some kind of a illusion, trickery, a fear, a premonition, something like that, or a clone, or Palpatine took over Rey. Rey fell. Like I said, any number of these right now at this point could just as easily be true as another one. But I think would be interesting for us to learn that Rey was a batch of clones in an attempt to recreate the events that created the chosen one, to create another Anakin Skywalker, whether or not using Anakin's DNA or blood or whatever, but an attempt to create a being in the same manner. And maybe how it came down to it, where the Force split in the same human being, creating, Anakin, that maybe they tried something where they created one that was pretty much destined to be a pure light and one that was destined to be pure darkness. And then where does that leave Kylo in this whole equation? Who knows? That's just a fun little theory that I was thinking about the other day, especially when talking about the trailer that got put out. So that's it. I don't really know what else to talk about of this. There's some really stunning shots in there, especially that one with the sky full of Star Destroyers. That's a crazy thing there. The battle between Kylo and Rey on the wreckage of the confirmed Death Star. That's one thing I've kind of skipped over. This at least is because some people were at least giving it the benefit of the doubt that they were fighting on a starship or something, not just outright saying it was the Death Star wreckage. But given the crashing waves, you see some wreckage here in the background. And of course, the turrets, the surface turrets, they're on the Death Star. They're on the Death Star from the final shot of the first trailer where it's just off in that ocean, consumed by the waves in the sea. So yeah, that's about it. We finally got to see it ourselves. So now that we've seen it ourselves, I want to know what you guys think. I want you to sound off in the comments with your thoughts, your theories, your hopes, your worries, all of that down below. I want to carry on the conversation after the video. So guys, if you like this video, as always, support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you want to be up to date on any of my videos, make sure to ring the bell. If you didn't like this video, please let me know in the comments what you didn't like. If you disagreed with me at all, I want to know. So that's it for today, guys. This was an early start, so I can't say that's it for today, but for now, that is it. And I'm going to have to actually start getting for work, ready for work now. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.